Hello everybody, welcome to Walking and Talking with Phoenix, and today we're talking about iLife. So, there's been a lot of advances in the last 10, 20 years, technologically speaking, and with technology, the rate at which it evolves, and there's always new breakthroughs and development, quickens, just accelerates. So everything is getting smaller, yet more complex, with a greater capacity to do more, while taking up less physical space and needing less physical resources. So it's amazing, all the things you see looking around you now in the modern world, and you see all the things that once never existed, existed only as potential, and now it's a reality, a dream manifested. One of the particular revolutions that have really become quite popular is the revolution, with the iPads and the iPhones, and soon, maybe an brain, so you don't have to go through the inconvenience of pushing buttons and physically fumbling around like a 20th century Neanderthal. But you can actually just think about a website you want to go to, or think about a song and it will play it, or think about a movie, and have conversations with people in your head, through Facebook. So, this is quite concerning. I mean, sure, with every technology, and especially with the technology and all their smartphones and all this, it allows us to, I suppose, achieve a lot more, to multitask. And, just on a train, you can have 5 people on their phones. One person could be organizing some accounts in China, another person could be chatting, catching up with friends in Ireland, another person could be working on their website and website design. So it allows you to do a lot more from wherever you are, and that is really, really convenient. And that's the thing, when something becomes so powerful and what it allows us to do, yet it becomes really convenient, I think that is generally where problems start arising, because it then becomes a question of control and discipline, and making sure we're not spending too much time using whatever technology to maybe do things which aren't really beneficial to our goal in this big scheme of things. Things that just waste our time, because there's so much we can do, and we can do it anytime, anywhere with these phones. So we end up just dispersing our focus and energy over all these different things, whether it be YouTube videos, or we're just checking Facebook constantly, and whatever else one might want to use the internet for. I mean, that's basically it now, I think. Once upon a time, the internet was a lot more diverse and where people would go, and now it's what you got Google to search anything else that you don't find on Facebook or YouTube, which have become the most predominant, services on the internet. You could almost say that the internet is Facebook and YouTube, with Google on the side for all the other stuff. The concerning thing is that now, you see children, and I'm talking babies like 2, 3 years old, playing on these iPads and iPhones with a lot more tact, than even I have on these bloody things. I mean, they know how to work it, and they're being born, basically, literally almost, they're being born onto an iPad, into this iLife, this iWorld, where it's all about I love and I play. And one can't help but contemplate the world that will exist in the next 20 years, where everybody that is really the moving force of the economy and the real defining factors of society, the 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 40-year-olds, even the world in 30 years' time, 40 years' time, how's it going to be where everyone at that point would have been raised in this world of high technology? super convenient, anything you could possibly want with a moment's click. You know, I mean, I think it's great to have access to information. It's just the age of information. But the question is, you know, it comes down to quantity versus quality. The more generally you have of anything, the less you actually appreciate the quality of it. And in a way, I think with regards to the age of information, sure, we might have all the information present, but if it ends up bombarding us from every corner and overwhelming us, then it does not mean the age of education. In fact, it might actually hinder our learning and hinder our focus to have too much there at hand. So it's going to be interesting to see where things go. And, you know, I have a feeling that maybe things will start becoming more superficial and people are going to be more, I don't know, more needy regards to what they want to do with their time. They're going to be a lot more hard on people, evaluating people's worth to keep company with. People are going to get bored quicker, you know, because they're raised in this world of pace, you know, of constant stimulus. And constant stimulation creates a need for constant stimulation. So if you're raised in this world, but you are playing games on this phone, and wow, it all moves around with your finger, cool, and endless apps, more apps than God could fart out in a moment, creating the existence, you know, of everything. Apps just keep coming out. So if you're born into this, and at the end of it, you're going to need a lot of data, a lot of stimulus and information to keep at that same level, that same pace of satisfaction, that same level of entertainment. And it's going to be hard to really find that in any one person. You know, it will be, it's almost at the point now where a lot of people have substituted real life socializing for online socializing. And in that way, Facebook and places like this are actually antisocial places to connect with people whilst disconnecting from the world. So that's going to be interesting. I think that people will be more demanding in their needs socially, demanding in their needs entertainment-wise. And I think, you know, because there's going to be so much information, people aren't really going to learn to really dwell on information and absorb it and really ponder what it means and let the significance soak in, you know, considering that now they're raised in this world where, you know, they're not even finished watching a video on YouTube before they're clicking to the next video, you know. As soon as they get their kick and they have their main laugh or whatever from it, they skip to the next video and find the next hit, you know, the next kick. And I think that's what it's all becoming. It's more about pace and color and style, and it's no longer as much a question of substance and meaning and, you know, all of these things, which really, in my opinion, gives something its worth. Not how entertaining it is on the surface and how much of a kick it provides, but how it can benefit you and foster your goals and your growth, you know, foster the development of your goals. And you know, the fact that we have all these smartphones and these endless apps that cater to our every possible need, you know, I've heard this saying, you know, smartphones, dumb people. And I think it's true in principle. The more you rely on these technologies, it's like the calculator. People used to have to calculate shit in their head. Then they made the calculator. No, not in general, everybody's not so good at math, you know. With the iPhone, it literally is iLife and iPlay. It lets you do everything that you would otherwise have to do yourself the hard way. That in reality, you know, everything you'd have to do yourself in reality, it lets you do it virtually, or it lets you find an app that will do it for you. Alright? So I think that'll be interesting to see once we're in a world where the majority of people running the system and running life are those that were born into all of this and knew no different, you know. I think it'll be interesting to see how meaning starts being related to, how meaningful life will be in general for people, and what people will value and what people will prioritize in terms of what they give their energy and their attention and time, you know, and whether people will be capable of doing anything. I mean, soon, you know, there probably won't even be doctors that know how to deliver a baby. They're going to need an app and a phone that'll literally help them deliver a baby. You know what I mean? And then the child will really be, literally be born onto an iPad. And that will be at the epitome, the leading example of where we have gone as a species, where we have infused ourselves with our technologies and lost our identity and our capacities to be innovative and to create. When the artist loses himself in the painting, so to speak, so too I believe we might just lose ourselves in our own individual capacities to love and to appreciate art and truth and to create art and truth. Because we've become so reliant, so absorbed in, and so lost in these technologies, which really are dazzling and they really are quite captivating and addictive. So yeah, there's my rant on iLife, iLove. I think it's sad with the eye movement and Apple, the oh so tempting fruit, oh so irresistible, perhaps it should be forbidden, that we're going to lose ourselves in the iPads and the iPhones and the iWorld, to the point where we will be able to understand what it means whenever we see the word I something somewhere, I this, I that, but we won't be able to understand so much and grip what it means when we say I. That's a scary thought.